Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're a newbie, welcome. This is the Crusty Mom YouTube channel. And if you're a regular, I'm so sorry guys, but I suck. Consistency is not my thing. I post once in a blue moon and I'm shocked that people actually want to consume my type of content. So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, guys. But to be honest, guys, having a toddler and a corporate job and working wow, and working from home is like a recipe for disaster. So please do forgive me. But now it's the festive season. Hopefully, I'll be as consistent as you guys would like me to be and be more creative, you know. So welcome, guys. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys my nighttime hair routine and telling you about my son's uncomfortable birth story and the sort of racism I actually experienced from a freaking professional that's been in that industry longer than I've been on this planet. So guys, I'll just be using my water bottle to actually spray my hair because you can't actually detangle your hair while it's very dry. You have to use water to actually do that, and a comb to section my hair and braid it into my overnight knots. So this is how the story starts. So last year on the 16th of November, which was a Monday, I went to see my gynae for my usual checkup, and she told me that I had to be admitted immediately because my baby had like cords all over his neck because he was actually due for the 7th of December. But my gynae told me, nope, that's no longer the plan. You have to come in immediately to actually have like an immediate C-section. I was like, nope, not happening. It is not happening, darling. I am not having an immediate C-section. I want to give birth naturally. And she's like, nope, it's not happening. She had to do the whole 3D scan so I can actually see the cords around the baby. And I was terrified, guys. I was terrified. So that already stressed me on 100 because my plan was to give birth naturally. But my gynae convinced me otherwise because, as I said, the baby had like cords all over his neck. So now fast forward, it's a Tuesday, I'm being admitted. And by the security, as I'm being admitted, by the security guards at the maternity ward, they're already telling me and my partner that he can't actually be there for the birth of the baby because of COVID. Keep in mind, guys, they made us get tests. He got tested, I got tested, and they told us that these tests will be valid for the next 3 days. Jiggy, I sa le yona taba eo. Ba se ba re jwetsa hore no, he can't come, yada, whatever, fine. So, but they do let him come in with me because I had like a lot of bags, and so that he can help me settle. So that was the whole plan. Fine. He helps me settle. As he was about to leave, it's I think 6ish p.m. there. Again, overnight staff again, and they're telling us, oh, you can actually come for the birth of the baby tomorrow. Do you see where there's a confusion? It's like they don't know what they're doing. Keep in mind, this is a private hospital. But I'm like, okay, fine, you can actually come for the birth of the baby because we already did tests and he paid like $850 just to get the freaking test done so that he can be there for the birth of his own kid. So it just made sense for him to come because they made him test. So why would they make him test if they're going to let him know? Oh, they're going to let him know. They're going to tell him that he can't actually be there. So now the overnight staff tells us, hey, you can actually come through for the birth of the baby. Sharp. So guys, fast forward, it is now the Wednesday of my C-section operation. Oh, not really bathroom. So now it is now the Wednesday of my C-section operation. Now the morning staff tells me, your partner can't actually be in the operation, and I'm just so confused. Thank goodness my gynae actually walked in rather, and I asked her and she's like, no, that's bullshit. Hence why you guys had to take tests. He can actually come through. So now I'm like texting, don't come, please do come, don't come. I ended up telling him, hey, come through. We took tests. They told us to take these tests and they're valid for 3 days. And it's only the second day. So F them. You are coming through. You are going to be there for the birth of our child. Sharp, sharp. Guy pulls through. And now I'm being shifted from the ward to the theater, right? And then he was accompanying me and we went there. Sharp. My gynae tells him to come in, but now there was this mean ass, grumpy, old, racist freaking doctor. I won't say what race he's from, but he wasn't white, but he was from a different race. Guys, like, why are we being bullied? Why do women still get bullied by doctors, by nurses? I'm trying to understand, is it just like a black woman thing, or is it a general thing? Please do say in the comments, because I've actually read and did a bit of research. It seems like in the medical industry, black women are being mistreated more than any other race, from just what I've read. So this grumpy ass man tells me he hasn't even seen my partner. No, your partner can't come in. So now it's like back and forth. I don't have my phone with me anymore. I'm just asking one of the nurses, oh, can you please call him? And then the freaking grumpy ass doctor is like, I think he's like in his 60s, or he just looks freaking old from just being a grumpy ass, old, mean. So I'm sending the nurse to go collect my partner, but he's like, no, your partner can't be in here. We told everyone that only like the patient can be. But I'm like, why did you guys make us take these freaking tests? Because it doesn't make sense. And then my gynae is like, no, her partner is allowed in. I told her, because I've been running my checkups through her, so obviously I'll take her advice over anyone else. I just met this freaking old grumpy man. I don't know who he is. He might be a freaking professional doctor, but he did not act like one. And he was clearly not raised in the right household. That I'm sure of. My gynae ended up just going to actually get my partner, because she saw like, hey, we are actually causing this poor little woman more stress. She's already stressed that now she's going to give birth through C-section, and she actually wanted something else because she knew how terrified I was. So she's just trying to keep me calm, and she just went to actually go call my partner. As he was walking in, this freaking doctor was the evil grumpy man from the race I will not mention, was injecting me and asking me like very freaking dumb questions, guys. As soon as he saw my partner, oh my goodness, God bless that man, because I still think about him till this freaking day. The grumpy ass man was the one injecting me and doing all these other things, giving me anesthesia and whatever was going on with me, as my gynae was actually prepping. So the first question he asked me, he asked me if my partner had money. And I was just like, why would you ask me that? And he's like, well, because he's white. And I'm like, oh, I did not answer. The second freaking question he asked me, so did your parents approve? And does his parents approve? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, well, I don't know what I would do if my son would bring a black girlfriend home. A moment of silence, guys. This freaking man is a medical professional. He went to school for plus 7 years or whatever, just for him to ask me these dumb ass questions. Like, guys, he doesn't know what he would do if his son was to bring a black girl home. Third question, what race do I think my baby will be? Fourth question, am I older than my partner because I look freaking older than him? Guys, keep in mind, I'm heavily pregnant. My face has drastically changed. My nose is big. Like, I've gained so much weight. And the sibindi audacity for this old to actually ask me how old I am, and for him to tell me I'm older than my partner. Guys, at some point in time, I thought I was going crazy. Maybe it's because of the anesthesia. I was just like, what's going on? Is this really happening? Am I being asked these questions? And he kept going on and on. And the most embarrassing thing is my gynae could actually hear everything. At some point, she walked up to me and this freaking old to tell him, you don't fucking ask a woman such. How dare you? Like, keep it professional. I can't actually remember what she actually said, but it was somewhere along those lines. And it got me thinking, it doesn't matter how freaking educated you are, or how much money you have, or what degree you have, but like, if you got no morals, guys, like, ho fedile ka wena, ho fedile, o lebale. Because I was shook. I was like, am I being asked these questions? Am I high? What's going on? Can anyone please help me? And my partner is standing there by the door because they told him he'll come when everything is ready for him to stand by me. And I was just so freaking confused. Guys, by the time my partner came up to me and the operation was about to take place, I kept pointing. This guy was like on this side, this freaking grumpy ass man. I remember because I was laying down and he was on this side, and I kept saying, he asked me this and this and that. And my partner kept saying, who? I'm like, him. He's like, no man, I'm sure it's the medication, relax. I'm like, no. And he could see that I'm actually pointing at him and saying, hey dude, this guy said this and this and that. This guy asked me this and this and that. My partner kept trying to like calm me down, like, babe, you're going through an operation, just relax. But guys, my focus was no longer on me actually giving birth to this gift that God has gave me, but now I was so shocked of the racism I've just experienced and the questions that were thrown in my direction. And I kept trying to tell him, hey, this guy said this and this and that. And my partner kept saying, babe, chill, man. Chill. It's probably the anesthesia. You probably high. You probably this. And I'm like, no, man. Because at some point I was also questioning myself, did this really happen? Like the first time I held my baby, because they didn't give me the baby directly. They gave the baby to the father and then took the baby to be cleaned and all those things, weighed and whatever. And only a few hours later in the day, I actually got to hold the baby. And I was just wondering to myself, wait, did this man really take away like the joy I was supposed to have? Like, not that he took away the joy of me giving birth to my beautiful baby and actually smiling. Because the minute the baby came out, I was just like so happy, so overjoyed. So as I said, I wasn't able to hold the baby during the operation. So only a few hours later, they brought him to me. And as I held him, I was just asking myself a lot of questions. I was just feeling overwhelmed. And I don't know, I somehow felt dead inside. And I'm thinking, God, did I just commit a sin? Is my child a sin? How are people going to treat him? And like just being paranoid, because I'm very paranoid. I'm paranoid as a person. So now I'm always so protective of him because of the experience I had with the freaking doctor, who's an idiot. Clearly he's a doctor, but he's a freaking fool. I'm sorry to say this, because the way he made me feel, instead of me feeling joy and excitement within that moment, I just asked myself a lot of questions. Like, is my baby a sin? How are people going to treat him? Am I selfish for bringing a mixed race baby into this world? Because people might know that his mom is black and his dad is white, and that might just make him feel isolated. I just asked myself a lot of dumb questions, and as I held him, I was just overwhelmed with emotions and I was just crying. But to be honest, I think he just prepared me for the worst, because till this day people ask questions. Who is his mother? Why is he crying? Are you his mother? Oh, is he a white baby? Or it's just a lot of dumb questions. So guys, these are my overnight. I'm just so drained right now. So guys, we as a country have a long way to go, because clearly it doesn't matter whether a person is a doctor or whatever, they're clearly not as educated. So guys, that is my shocking C-section birth story. So yeah, so please do subscribe, guys. I promise you my content is not as draining and mediocre as this. I just thought I should share with you what I went through and what a lot of other women actually do go through. Please do comment down below if you have went through a similar experience, or you know somebody that has experienced something similar. Please do subscribe. Adios.